is time to wash a truck.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
Is this a truck? I'm Nick.
And this is DIY Detail. This is an SSR. This was a specialty vehicle in the early 2000s. It's sort of a truck. It's sort of a sports car.
Convertible.
It is a convertible for sure.
It is a convertible, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun vehicle. That is the best way of looking at it. Don't try to classify it. Just say, yeah, this is fun.
I don't even know about these wheels. What do we have here? Is this chrome or is this plastic?
No, these are chrome.
These are chrome.
This is the real thing, the real deal. It's chrome. Now we're going to be doing a nice wash on this. And it's sort of an old school truck. We have foam.
We love foam around here. Foam is fun.
Yeah.
It's a great way to pre-treat your vehicle and a great way to wash your vehicle. Foam rinse foam, Ivan. You've got incredible suds in the foam can. 32-to-1 dilution, I'm guessing.
I'm not the one who did it, so I can't say it.
Who can tell, really?
We'll find out in a second here. Now this is a well cared for vehicle. You notice we didn't spray all clean on the wheels. It's not necessary. There are times when it is. This is a time when it's not. We recently had a 51 GMC in the shop. This truck is inspired by that 51 GMC.
Very curvy.
Yeah, very curvy, just a beautiful design.
It's got some nostalgic feeling to it. I'm very intrigued by this truck, and I'm excited to beautify it as we continue our wash process.
Right. Now we're gonna let the Incredible Suds do what it does best, which is emulsify the dirt, break it down, and take it off the surface. Like I said, this is a lovingly maintained vehicle. There's not a lot on there, but it's been sitting outside for a couple days. It has dust. This is a busy road. So we'll let that dust and everything be carried away. We'll rinse it, and then we'll wash. Nick, I think I may have used almost as much as you do.
Hey, it's a little contagious. Foam is fun.
Let me start the rinse, and then you can start
I'll
the
squeegee
squeegee
behind you.
One of the reasons we always aim at the floor first.
You did aim at the floor, right?
Yep.
Did it hit the truck on the underside?
It hit the underside of the exhaust pipe.
All right, so that's a real world thing that just happened, and we're glad it wasn't at the truck.
Right. All rinsed, time to foam again.
Don't tell Ivan. Not much. Sometimes I do. The no-look method. Okay. Yeah.
Pretty sure I've got just 1 ounce of Incredible Suds in here, so.
Judging by the color and the fact that you got more Incredible Suds on the outside than I put on the inside.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm about to get some very thick foam. But first, let me clean off the outside because I don't want to get all soaked up on the outside here. Yeah, judging by the color, I think he put just a little more than an ounce in here. Just, you know, a guess. Yeah. Did you put any water in this, Nick?
I'm not really sure. I didn't even look because I poured it in.
Yeah, there's a bit in here. Since Nick did a bit of a foam overload here, we'll let some of the foam dwell and come off the surface while we're doing the wheels.
I don't know if I've ever mixed this much Incredible Suds before, and I've gone wild a few times, Ivan. But I'm watching these plops fall down, and some of the plops are full of brown dirt, so I know that it's working for us, right?
Oh, definitely.
This foam is a lot different. I pulled it out from under the car than that, and I don't think it's dirty floors because I squeegee this floor all the time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty convinced that, yeah, we're getting a lot of that off the surface without even touching it, so that's a nice start. Would you ever use iron remover on wheels like this?
You can. These really don't need it.
How do you know if they need it or not?
You can tell it'll have sort of a gold brownish tinge. which these definitely do not have.
What do we know about this car from the owner, Ivan?
It has 25,000 miles. This is a rare color for the SSR. And this is the last year of production. So it has a 6-liter V8 instead of the 5.3 of the early productions.
Wheel faces first, barrels after. Your thoughts?
Always. Because you have more chance of having grit inside the barrel than you do on the face. So you want to do all your agitation on the face before you do the barrels. That way, if you do bring any grit out of the barrel, all you're doing is going to rinse it off the face because you've already done your agitation with the wheel and body brush.
You weren't kidding, Ivan. These wheels, like the barrels are cleaning up super nice. There's actually not much to clean.
Yeah. Now, there's something with this vehicle, and I'll see if you notice it, Nick. It's called a staggered wheel set.
Okay.
I'll see if you pick it up what that actually means.
Nope.
Look at the size of the rear wheel, look at the size of the front wheel.
The rear wheel's a lot bigger.
The rear wheel is a 20-inch, and the front wheel is a 19-inch.
What's that all about?
Just to give it a rake look to it.
Was this a popular vehicle in its time? I know it wasn't that long ago.
No, it was. They sold relatively well. Now, actually, these front wheels will benefit from a bit of iron remover. Actually, not the wheel, but the barrel. So I'm just spraying it in. I'll let it dwell for a second. Then give it another brush. The rear wheels, the barrel's cleaned up beautifully, but the front wheels here, they do have a bit of stain. The wheels now are nice and clean.
Ivan, I really like using a lot of foam when I'm using the foam cannon. One place that you really don't need to overdo it, and I'm the overdoing king, is your incredible suds in your wash bucket. You just don't need a lot in there. You're not gonna get a lot of benefit from it. All you do is just put your pressure washer tip or your foam cannon into your wash bucket, and you have enough. I did 1 cap full of incredible suds because I like a lot of stuff, but like you don't need like a big glug in your wash bucket. It's totally like unnecessary, not even gonna notice it really.
Right, like this.
So actually without a pressure washer, I just grab my incredible wash mitt and I just squeeze. I dunk it in and squeeze. This is with a cap full of incredible suds. So you may have a pressure washer next to you, you may not. The tip did a nice job for you, Ivan, but incredible suds is so powerful that just 1 capful suds up like this without any intense agitation from that pressure washer. So with that said, I do like mine sopping, dripping before I go ahead and put it on the paint. Oh, it's so nice.
Let me get the roof for you, Nick.
Thank you. What do you got, the perfectly safe brush over there?
Of course. Dunking my brush frequently, and when I pull the brush out, I flip it to bring some suds with it.
You already got the roof for me?
I already got the roof, the back window.
Thank you.
I'm getting the bed's topper.
It's amazing how much goes away when you foam rinse foam. Like you don't have a lot left to contend with on most vehicles.
No, there's very little to contend with.
And what you have left to contend with, you're not risking anything. I mean, talk about this whole foam rinse foam method. What is the principle, what are the principles that work here?
The principles are very simple. We are foaming, as the name says, or adding a chemical in the case of rinseless, to make sure that the surface is emulsified, that the dirt is broken down on the surface. Then we rinse it away. If there's any grit on the surface, we take that grit away. Once we've done that, it's very simple. We add a little more foam or a little more chemical. That is going to break down the traffic film, which is all that's remaining.
Ivan, I love the incredible wash mitt. I mean, the Cotton Candy Dream wash mitt, that was how we began, our humble beginnings.
Yeah.
This thing is just big and it just feels like it just works so well with the incredible suds. You can hold it on the inside if you really want to. I'm more of an outside guy. You know, any thoughts on the Incredible Wash Mitt?
Yeah, just like anything, we're always trying to improve, and that is an improvement. You know, it's a tri-level system, so we have different types of microfiber in there, different levels. That way it makes it so much easier cleaning. The cotton candy wash mitt was great. This is a vast improvement. When you're done with your brush, use your pressure washer or your hose. Get the excess out, and you want to shake out some of the liquid. This holds a lot of liquid and it stays dry a long time. If you want, you can collapse the handle to whatever length you need. Then put it away, brush up, not on the ground. As Nick squeegees away slightly excessive amounts of foam, we're gonna start with our quad fold decontamination towel. One spray on the towel of iron remover, one spray on the panel, match them up, and off we go. Thankfully, very little contamination on this truck. Toy, SSR, whatever you want to call it. It's a 20-some-year-old vehicle, or almost 20 years old now, 19 years old, and only has 25,000 miles. Once I've done a section of the vehicle, flip to another side of the towel. One spray there, match them up. One thing to be careful of, not all iron removers are made the same, meaning that the iron remover you're using may not be compatible with the quad fold towel. We've designed these two to work together, but just be careful what you're using. Of course, decontaminating the windows. Now, if you're the type that likes to spend more money than they need to, you can do like a lot of other people do and just spray the iron remover everywhere. It will work that way, just like every other iron remover. But we've designed it to work with the decontamination towel. They work spectacularly together to give you quick, simple, easy, safe, and effective decontamination.
Surely because we're telling them to use less, it's less effective, Ivan. Come on.
Of course, yeah.
How do you know when to stop moving your towel on the panel?
Well,
how do you know when you're done?
When you start, you'll actually feel if the vehicle is contaminated, what feels like grit. And sometimes you can even hear it. And eventually, as you're moving it along the surface, that sound will go away. And so will that feeling. And once that feeling is gone, and you're just feeling beautiful, buttery smooth gliding of the towel over the surface, then you're ready to go. Flip to another side of the towel, another quadrant, and keep going.
That makes sense to me.
There are some things that just can't be shown over a video. Feel is one of them. But it's something that once you do it, you'll figure it out. And some people are stressed out. They think you need to do perfectly straight lines with the decontamination towel. You can do circles, you can do triangles, you can do squares, you can do straight lines, whatever you want. It's just gliding over the surface, no pressure whatsoever on the towel.
After you've done 4 panels, 4 sides of your towel, just redunk back into your wash bucket and continue on.
Now this is a incredibly wide vehicle.
It is, right?
Yeah. The center section, not so much, but when you get these nice bubbleless fenders here, it gets to be pretty wide.
Is it getting a little dry on my side? What do you think about that hood? Should I add a little droplet or two of Incredible Suds for my wash bucket? What are your thoughts eyeballing that hood?
For me, it's fine, but more is never a bad thing when it comes to lubrication.
Yeah, I just see this this panel and I'm like, you know, I just like a little more lubrication to work with as I finish the decon process.
You just like to play with more suds, Nick.
I think you're gonna be squeegeeing after this, Ivan. I'm gonna make you squeegee up all my mess. No, hey. You see, that feels better to me. Just with enough dwell time, your surface can dry up on you, it's no problem. The Incredible Suds reactivates itself, it's all good there. It's just a matter of always erring on the side of lubrication, always erring on the side of safety. When you use common sense, based on what you're seeing, what you're feeling, and what we're telling you and what knowledge you've gained from detailing, it all comes together. But as we talked about earlier, experience just comes from experience. So partially you just gotta get the reps in to fully know exactly what it is that's happening.
Yep. So Nick, we're gonna give you extra points on this because more lubrication is always a good thing.
I get extra credit?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Bonus points. Actually, this does surprise me. It's because the wheels are so far out. I was like, oh, this hood looks small. I gotta reach all the way to get up here. Never detailed
You've never detailed an SSR?
an SSR, never. Have you?
Yes.
Well, you were detailing when they came out. I was in high school.
Now, you've detailed the inspiration of this truck not so
right.
long ago.
A 1954, right?
51.
51. Okay, we're done, Ivan. The wash is over.
Not quite. Well, the wash is. We still have a few steps in the decontamination. One of them is rinsing away the iron remover. We get asked, can I leave the iron remover there and add the water spot remover on top? The answer is no. There's
Why?
sort of a competing chemistry here.
Okay, competing chemistry.
Yeah. And if we bring the camera in here, you'll see on this window, the iron remover and Incredible Suds mixture has dried on the window. That's not a concern, not a big deal. It'll rinse away nice and clean. Nick, I think we might need to get a tape measure out here.
Okay.
I think this is one of the biggest trunk lids we've ever had in here.
Well, I'm just so used to tonneau covers. Like,
Yeah,
you don't see a lot of trucks that are covered in actual paint in the back.
right.
In the bed.
And we had that 67 Lincoln in here that had a very big trunk lid. I'd be willing to bet that this one might actually be a little bigger. Now, it's not the size of a 72 Plymouth Fury. That trunk lid is huge, but it's pretty big.
So what are we doing now?
Well, we're adding water spot remover. The reason we want to add water spot remover is to do a mineral cleanse. We've removed iron, we have removed physical contaminants as well, but there's always those little minerals that are left in the paint that keep it dull and keep the water from beading properly. We want to get rid of those minerals. That way the polishing will be easier, our pads will perform better, and if there are water spots on the vehicle, we've taken the minerals that cause the water spot away, and now we're just dealing with etching. Off we go.
All right, let's do it.
I'm being relatively thorough in applying it, but we have a secret weapon, which is a damp towel that will aid in spreading this everywhere, making sure that we have it on everything. And Nick is fascinated because we just had a visit. A cricket is in here.
I swear it's actually in the building. I'm like,
Yeah.
is that a sound of a phone? And I was like, no, it's probably a real cricket. But usually crickets in the daytime? I'm not used to that. Anyway, I hear it and I'm fascinated, but water spot remover, Ivan, it's an important step in the decon process.
Very important. It's one that unfortunately a lot of people skip.
And I'll give this for your side when you're ready. Oh, you've
Yeah.
already got one. No, you got one now. What happens if I skip water spot remover before polishing and ceramic coating?
You're missing out on a lovely step. Now, it's necessary, as far as I'm concerned, to cleanse the paint of minerals.
You mentioned competing chemistry. Am I messing anything up having a little bit of soap or rinseless wash in my bucket on this towel for the final agitation step? Is that overthinking?
No, it's the iron remover and the water spot remover that don't get along too well.
Gotcha.
So I've wrung out my towel to almost dry. I just want a bit of lubrication on the towel. And I don't want a towel that's going to absorb the water spot remover off the surface. I'm wanting to distribute it over the surface.
Not flipping our sides of the towel, that's a new thing for folks. They're used to flipping their towel so they don't drive something in that could scratch the paint, but we have nothing on the paint that could get picked up by this towel that would then reintroduce a scratch, because we've triple, quadruple cleaned at this point, right?
Right, we've washed, well, we foamed, we've rinsed, we've foamed. We have used iron remover with a decontamination towel after the contact wash, and we've rinsed again. If there's something on this paint other than minerals, it's not coming off.
Maybe it's the cricket,
Yeah.
which I hope you can hear in your audio so you know I'm not crazy.
It's here, trust me. Oh, it couldn't be in the heating duct.
Like, that's the loudest cricket I've...
If it's in the heating duct, it will echo. Now, we do not put this back in our wash bucket. We'll wring it out, we'll rinse it out, and then put it in the laundry. We don't want the acid, the lactic acid, in our wash bucket.
We've restored quite a bit of water beading on this paint, Ivan.
We sure have, because we removed the contamination. Contamination prevents beading. Now, speaking of beading, quick beads on the wheels, always one of my favorites. Making them super easy to clean the next time.
Okay, Ivan, it looks like we're about done. Quick beads on the wheels, quick beads on the paint, and we call it a day?
Not quite. We'll be doing something we rarely do on the channel, a two-step polish on this and the ceramic coating.
I'm guessing that video could be found right here?
Or a similar video, right here.
Right here.